Welcome to GRE Mnemonics video number 82. A quick review of video number 81. A movie named Temper Prunes is screened and the audience couldn't stop themselves from munching away the prunes. The movie shows an actor who meets a dog at 9 and is kind to canines and all organisms. Midway through the movie, leaving the hall, an egg rushes towards the exit. Since it was only an interval, the staff prohibits the egg from proceeding, as the weather was quite terrible. The egg makes a fatal error and gets caught in a disaster, like an egg in a juicer. Let's learn and understand today's set of GRE words. Intercessor, mediator, clue, in-ter-ses-er dispute. Visualize. A praying mediator is called to resolve an intercessor issue. People rejected the notion that an intercessor was needed to appeal to God. A person who intervenes on behalf of another, especially by prayer, is an intercessor. Elapse, slip or glide away, pass away silently. Clue, deadline lapse. The issue is that of a completion deadline passing away, and the scissor taking lapse on a circuit even after the slip. 4 years elapse while you are in high school. When time passes by, you say it elapses. The word elapse comes from the Latin word elabi, which means to slip away. Time is one thing that does tend to slip away unless you are sitting through a lecture on the nature of time. Then it might feel like years elapse when it is just a few minutes. Interlocutor, one who speaks in dialogue or takes part in conversation. Clue, cute interning lawyer. Visualize. The two engage in a cold war, and a cute lawyer, an expert in solving such deadlock, arrives. If you and your friend are in an argument and aren't speaking, a third friend could act as an interlocutor, delivering messages back and forth. Interlocutor traces back to the Latin word interloki, which means to speak between. We use interlocutor either for a conversation partner or for a third party in a conversation, like a middleman who speaks on behalf of an organization. Interlude, a short entertainment on the stage between the acts of a play, or between the play and the afterpiece. Intervening episode, feature, or period of time. Clue, intern is loud. Visualize. The interning lawyer is a loud thinker and gets an idea when watching the screen during the break at a stage event. You might enjoy a relaxing lemonade interlude in the middle of a tough day at your road paving job. An interlude is a pause that comes in the middle of something. Any block of time that comes as a break or a respite from an activity can be called an interlude. So you can talk about a quiet interlude after a noisy birthday party, or an interlude of peace after years of war. Interlude is often used to describe the pauses between acts of a play or during an intermission. In fact, the original meaning came from the Latin interludium, which means between a play. Elicit, draw out, bring forth, or to light. generate or provoke as a response or answer. Clue, iced tea and narco to get brain response. Visualize. His idea, use iced tea and the narcotic steam help to draw out a response and solve the case. A good comedian elicits a lot of laughs. When you elicit, you are bringing out a response of some sort. Elicit has to do with creating or provoking a response. A great speech will elicit cheers, and a bad speech will elicit boos. Teachers try to elicit responses from students. If a friend smiles at you, it'll probably elicit a smile of your own. In court, a lawyer might try to elicit mistakes and inconsistencies in the testimony of a witness. In all cases, whatever elicited is some kind of response. Let's summarize using this short story. A mediator is called to resolve an in-ter-ses-er issue. The issue is that of a completion deadline passing away and the scissor taking laps on a circuit even after the slip. The two engage in a cold war and a cute lawyer, an expert in resolving such deadlock, arrives. The interning lawyer is a loud thinker and gets an idea when watching the screen during the break at a stage event. His idea? Use iced tea and narcotic steam help to draw out a response and solve the case. Time for a quiz. Do you remember the word which means slip or glide away, pass away silently? Do you remember the meaning for the word intercessor? Do you remember the word as well as the meaning associated with this mnemonic? We hope you got all three of them right. In case you haven't, please feel free to watch the video again. Let us know about your experience here. Till we meet next with the next set of GRE words. Thank you.